just a typical night. What are you doing, kitty? What do you want? What do you want? Leah, what do you want, Leah? Huh? You crazy cat. What are you doing about you, doggy? Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing? Precious. Precious puppy. Watching the World Cup. Impact Wrestling versus AAA. Trump got his wall deal for 101 point whatever billion dollars. You can bet he has a developer inside. He's cutting them a deal so he can make some money on that wall. Look that about it. Look that about it. Wrestling news. I see on YouTube was awesome, keeping me updated all on wrestling news. The All Elite Wrestling is coming later on this year. TNT Network. So I'm a big Kenny Omega fan, although I don't have any of his merchandise per se. Joined the clan named Max X Star, Rock Star. My friend Rock Star, we did Nightfall together and did a really good job. Me and Michael Amato and Josh did it, and I got 22 strange coins, which I cashed in for 3 coins, and Emiyabu and Tiffany 360. Now, I started playing because I was kind of pissed off at somebody that was talking to one of my haters and said, "Oh, I talk to him all the time. Thanks for the info. So I got a little pen out of sheep and deleted my clan. I gave the clan to one person and changed the name to something derogatory. And so I don't have anyone to raise with anymore because of my stu insecurity. So I can't admit I got insecurity in my life too. Now things are getting better for me because the our prime neighbors that Jessica H. When some people came from Lakeland that I used to be associated with for the heroin and all, came to both of our um, yards and took some metal from each yard. And this former owner of this house, she called the police on them. One of them got away, Jimmy. I know this guy. He's notorious to steal stuff. Got a full cartload of crap years ago. He stole from somebody's house. So, I knew full well he was just rubbing me off. I said, "You didn't need that." He said, "We know this person. We hung with them. We never hung together. I was always getting dope because I was a heroin addict. So I got blamed for them being in the yard. It was two cats they had, and when it then disappeared, I got blamed for that. Um, you always had this one guy, um, in a black pickup truck deliver the wood and their um carpets, and I seen them getting a bag of dope one day for it. The one later bear gave him a bag of dope, and then he loaded the carpets in their house. So he was like 2 weeks later. He was in my driveway, a slumped over in his vehicle. This means it was not in that, it was overdosing on heroin. I said, "Hey, man, get out of my driveway, go park someplace else." So he tried to and almost rode his car off my, over the hill. And I went to my house and I heard a crash. And he ran into this one lady's car, silver car. And my neighbor Kenny saw it and told me about it. And when the one owner of the car came to me and said, "What do you know about this?" I said, "The guy who was doped up, he delivers, forgot that he was delivering things to, So I left that part out because I was kind of nervous about the whole thing. And I got blamed for that. This is my friends did it. I had no friends at all here that did it. And then they had toy cars everywhere here. Toy um vehicles and all. And one day the mailman came and I heard a crunch. I got my mail and I didn't see what it was that crunched at all. So it was when I was waiting around my sister to come. I was standing in the front of my house as my sister said, "Get that toy." And said, "I don't notice it was crushed in." I took it in front of my house, and she never did any of that. Then they blamed my sister for crushing that car and wanted $70 for the car, the crushed toy truck, whatever car. And they got a rideable bicycle one. That's man. I know I over here everything they do pertaining to dope deals and shit. They got ripped off by a first person in the city. It happens all the time. You were a dope head, right? So they blame, trying to get money from me because you were, they tore the pants down that was on my property, really because my father and my neighbor, Mr. Ted, put that specs of my um my father let it go over like 2 inches on our side for Ted. So the fence was on my property. He tore it down for dope to get money for dope. He sold it. I had to company that collects money and gives you money for it on Honestberry Road. So I think they try to play me for, I don't say anything about that doing things because she was a tyrant, really. I had no idea what it did to me. One winter they shoveled me in a snowball, and it was like a foot and a half deep. Yeah, shoveled me in so nobody could get to me. I could have a stroke or heart attack. I would have died. So that's what I now a fresh air, man, because I can't. The first people finally sold that house to the family in West Virginia. They're so nice, and but they listened to Kenny about what happened here. He's was part of the problem with these assholes that finally are gone. So, and this probably couldn't be any nicer. You can sense it. You can, full well they're good people, and it brings it all neighborhood to the thing is, Kenny that went to. It was a cat. The last story I gotta tell. There was a cat that came to my house, similar to my cat, when my cat was in need. And I didn't want to let this cat in. And Kenny and Glenn told me that cat was. I said, "Whose cat is this?" And they said, "We don't know who cat it is, or whatever." I said, "I'm not gonna take it, but my cat needs and I was gonna see if we get kittens because my cat was in need, and so I let this cat in, and nice cat for first, and they when it tried to mate with cat, my cat would not stand and sit. She would lay on her belly and just bat at this cat, so she didn't want anything to do with this cat. So that didn't work out. And then I got a knock at the door as some owner of this cat, it was one of the neighbors, say, accusing me of stealing the cat. And the cat, he's one of these cats that everybody claims as their own. I've never cleaned a cat as my own. I was just standing them visit my cat and then mine. And one time I was not aware to break my window, so I had to prepare. So I can't blame for that. And then the fact up was sue somebody, touching the wrong people, with this is all kinds of deception, deceit in this world, and people blame each other for things. Right now, like regret going back to um Destiny 360 a little bit, really. So I've been helping out people that are going to get to the higher light, whatever. Anyway, that's my life deal with it. Remember, look through the answers of what somebody's doing or saying to you before you take act. And good, dislike. You know you can do it. Dislike, dislike, dislike. Peace.